The following paranormal discussion was taken from a recent live stream, which is titled What Do You Know? It's Sarah and Crow. The link for the full live stream will be in the description. Buckle up, guys.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Now there's double trouble on screen. There's only one Crow on here. I'm lovely. Crow, you sexy bitch, Mike.
Oh, Mike
Not one to mince his word. Crow, Mike, oh.
Mike,
oh. Loved your premiere, Crow, so that's Kiwi.
Thank you, Kiwi.
I'm not going to put Jimmy's on screen, but just
Jimmy,
if it is.
Promise? You promise, Jimmy?
Don't tease, Jimmy. There's a review from Jamie.
There we go. That's a glaring review right there. I like that. There we go. Now we're talking.
British royalty in the chat. It's how we doing? I'm honoured. It was a good video, Crow.
Seems like call me a negative Nancy. Yes, but tell you what I am. Shit.
What I was going to say was, I 100% get what you're saying about wanting more substance, but that particular investigation was so insane.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say? What do you say to that shit? I mean, that's kind of. I talked to Seg about this before too. Is that like at a certain point? As I was we've in the past, I told him that like I used to do a lot of voiceover videos. So I started right. Well, eventually, I kind of ran out of crap to say. I've made all the noises I could make. I did all the little things, and I got to a point where it's like I don't know what else to fucking say. I've said it all. And Seg, he's afraid he's going to hit that point eventually, but he hasn't yet, obviously. So just trying to keep it fresh but it's hard because all these videos, it's the same shit every video. It's Spirit Box. It's it's the same things over and over again. So it's kind of hard to keep it fresh when it's copy and paste wherever you go. The lack of originality is painful. It really is.
That's the trouble, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter how. I mean, I noticed that in both looking at investigation. I'm talking about the dodgy investigation videos and the debunking videos. Sometimes it is like you say because they're doing rinse and repeat with REM pods and spirit boxes. Like you say, where how do you find something new to say?
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's extra detail, like Seg's one with what was it called? Steve.
Yeah, House of the Dead.
House of the Dead, and unless there's an extra element in there that you can actually get your teeth into, it is difficult.
True, and it's then with Seg as well. Like you try doing different things, and you do something different, and then nobody watches it. So it's like you're kind of pressured to do the big people because it seems like you drop off and do the nobodies or people like you haven't heard of. They don't get the views, which I know it's not supposed to be all about the views, but it does suck working really hard on the video and nobody watching it because it's somebody they never heard of, But like sometimes you'll see you'll like tonight that last video I did with Overnight, something surprised when that witch chick when she did the little thing on the door.
Yeah,
when she started drawing on the door like that. I lost my mind because I'd never seen that before. That was new. So there's sometimes you get little new things here and there. Well, can I say when I'm watching Overnight, I really look at it. When I'm watching them, I'm literally in my mind thinking about them behind the scenes because I know when those cameras go off. This is like when that camera goes on, I don't think any of it, not 1% of it is real. As far as like what they're feeling, thinking, saying, I think it's all it's a business. They know what to say because they know what they're supposed to say in the paranormal. When they talk about, I have a weird feeling. I have those guys in particular. I don't believe in anything they say. I think it's all. I think because sometimes I've caught. I should have put it in there. I've caught them laughing, and they'll kind of cut it out real quick as well. Because they can't keep a straight face sometimes.
Yeah.
They know it's bullshit. I really don't think they even believe in the paranormal.
Well, you've got to be. That was an extreme one, even for them, though, with that psychic or whatever she was in there. But I'm sure they've used that Goosebumps line before, or something similar, you know. But like you say, it's not. Is it, you know, where he says what does he say? He says something like he hasn't got the chills, his goosebumps are warm or something.
Oh yeah, it's opposite of chills. It's
yeah.
See, that's why this stuff they say sounds so dumb, because it's all on the spot. That's so.
Yeah, making it up as they go along, but still at the same time, they all have it in their own way. I suppose it's a bit like having a style as an actor or a comedian or whatever. You know, some people have a sort of a style to it, and you can see it with Overnight. They have the same way that they do it all the time. Like I say, it's like a formula when they're performing or trying to perform. So it's not just about the REM pods and the spirit boxes. It's about their reactions and facial expressions, and and they. I mean, that's the other thing about sort of making it up on the spot, because you could see them trying to actually think of something to fucking say when she was going off on one about spirits and what was it? No, some demons are good and all that, and you could see them almost thinking, we don't know how to respond to this. Mind you, I suppose I'd probably sit there listening to her going, what the hell? What the hell?
Yeah. The part where she was doing the seance and stuff, all that stuff, and nothing happens. All that seance, all that talk, and nothing happens. And that's why that's why they have to say, my eye hurts, my ear got touched, whatever it is, they have to say that stuff because there's nothing happening. If Seg, let's just see Seg go there, because Seg was supposed to go there. I don't think he is now, but if Seg goes there, he'll sit there and absolutely nothing will happen as usual. Yeah. But those guys go there, and it's you see what you get. So,
that's the other thing though about things like sort of seances and things like, because at the moment I'm researching the paranormal, the Victorian fakers, they were big. There were a lot of people making money off doing fake seances and everything, and they really put on a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
drums and everything.
Oh, everything, sort of tapping and table tipping and all sorts. I mean, it was theatre. For the person sort of running the show, it was theatre. And that's one of the problems though, isn't it? You kind of see Overnight, you especially see psychics, whatever she calls herself, in that sort of situation. And they're putting on the theatrical side, but there's nothing happening. So it's almost like a sort of letdown. Whereas back then something would have happened and people would have gone, ooh, ah, but they I don't know. I mean, you've been doing this a while. Have you noticed less things happening because maybe they've got watchful eyes of the debunkers on them? I don't know.
Oh yeah, 100%. They had to calm down for that first year or two after it started getting bigger, But but also say that there's less poltergeist activity for sure, but now because of debunkers, because string and all that good stuff. But I think apps really calmed a lot of that down too. When the apps started coming out and getting more mainstream with the paranormal community, that kind of replaced string actually, because now you don't have to throw stuff, you don't have to pull anything with string, which you still do, but not as much, because now you can just go around with this stupid app and then talk to it like it's a ghost, and there you go. You don't have to throw anything anymore.
No. And some of the channels with the poltergeist activity type thing, Lainey and Ben, for example, got so extreme. People have gone the other way, I think, and sometimes don't believe anything. It's like, come on. So I don't know. I think people like the little digs and jokes you make on the fakers being fakers. Really conned us for so long. See, that's the other thing I liked about that video. It wasn't just about the debunking, it was about looking at the way they'd actually put it together, like you're talking about now, about when we're talking about theatre and, you know, having certain ways that they respond. It's funny because my history of film analysis, I sometimes tend to... I've worked on films before, and sometimes you're more aware of... I don't know if, for example, Jamie and Jimmy and Seg, who've sort of been out there investigating as well, and you doing this for so long, you don't just see what's on screen. You kind of got in your mind's eye what's happening beyond that. Not just for the debunking, you're sort of aware that where the camera would be, so there'd be a cameraman there, etc. You know.
Yeah.
So that in turn makes it feel set up in a weird sort of way. She was because that's the sort of thing I do sometimes pick up on. I can't remember what we were watching a week or two ago on your live, and I'm sort of there's some taps, and I'm sitting there going, I'm sure that's the cameraman because it's right next to the camera. And of course, you're not going to see it because the person holding it was very potentially the one doing the tapping.
Was that the Cody Satori?
No,
okay.
You were doing a... Oh, no, it wasn't. No. Were you actually... I don't know if you were watching one of your old videos, but there was some tapping going on screen. It was whatever we were watching on your live stream. But yeah, you see that a lot. You know, you hear, I can hear tapping, and you hear tapping, and you think, well, and they'll point to somewhere the other side of the room, and you think, well, that wasn't on the other side of the room, that was right next to the camera, it can't have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times too, especially back in the day, they still do it sometimes, the camera will actually move when the sound happens. You could tell the cameraman was actually doing something at the time, because you see it jerk right when the sound happens or something, you know. Hey, Shape's in the house.
Shape, look at all this. Got all the peeps in today. Elton is 4'11". Not true. Is that true,
he's pretty short, man.
Have you measured him? And to be a debunker, sweetie, you got to do it properly. Get a tape measure, go over and measure Elton.
Say real quick, I was reading Two Plies. The guy's even a bigger piece of dingleberry. How do you go from faking to now spreading the gossip and debunking? Because it's hard. Because his channel it does pretty good, but it's like it's hard from the source, because it's like, dude, you were. I mean, he admits it now, but it's like he didn't admit it all the way to me, from what I remember. But it is hard because it's like, yeah, dude, but you're one of the biggest fakers, and now you're like stirring the pot, you know, basically. So it's. Yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, I know I'm already, you know, I only watch it sometimes because he's talking about, he'll bring up mythos, he'll bring up people in our community, so I want to watch and see what he says, you know. But yeah, I see he's trying to be objective, but damn, dude, you're not only fake, he called, you know, Beardo toxic or whatever it was, the face of toxicity. Yeah, see, that's what figures do. Yeah, remember Joe from Ugu, if any old school people are in here, no Shape remembers Joe from Ugu. He finally came out eventually and said he was fake. He admitted it. With a smile. And you know, we all said it for 2-3 years straight. He was fake, and he admits it. And it's like, okay, where's our apology then? Because when you're putting out videos saying that we were toxic, we were bullies, blah blah blah, you know, and he admits he's fake, and it's just a big joke. So
I think that's how I found Beardo, actually, because I found Mr. Grey. I used to watch Casper Site. Back in 2020, I was watching Casper Site, and I think that's how I found Grey. And then I actually found Beardo when all of that kicked off. I think that's how I found Beardo. But it's the dilemma, though, isn't it? It's like, it's a bit like Yasko and the others who end up sort of saying, "Oh yeah, hands up, we were faking." Yeah, but so long and after so many years and all the trouble you've caused, it's like it's a bit difficult. You start, apologies sometimes doesn't seem enough. But I watch if it's something relevant to what I'm looking at within our community, I will sometimes look at him, and as much as I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem is that this is my problem, and I know that there's going to be other people. I'm sure if Shape's still in here, he's going to say it. I'm sure. I think Seg's gone, but if Seg would say everybody will say the same thing. Is they don't understand the community, and on the rare occasion I've watched him, I think, yeah, but you don't understand the bigger picture of what's going on here. You're grasping on this little piece of a video or this little piece of drama, but you're not covering what's going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's an outsider looking in. So it just doesn't feel. It feels like even less of it. It just feels like something thrown together. Well, these videos are thrown together, aren't they? But after, I mean, 2020. So that was, I mean, what did he do? He admitted to the fakery last year. So they'd gone over 4 years just pulling the wool over everybody's eyes and causing trouble. And
Shape said this when I first met back in this was 4 or 5 years ago. He said that somebody needs to make a paranormal news channel, objective though, and be hard hitting and be objective, and that would go a long way. And we never did really have. It never came along. And this is what he's trying to do. I think if he would have been somebody new, I'd be more. I was going to go. Okay, you know what? He's got a pretty good channel, but it's hard because he's from what his history is.
That's the problem. Is because it's like, I mean, I do a little bit, but I'm biased, and I'm obviously biased because I'm part of the community, and I think that would be good. Somebody who did it properly, without that, not just a history, but a really bad history, you know.
Yeah.
You know, sort of 4+ years of faking and calling people bullies and this, that, and the other. I mean, you can't be objective when you've been part of all that.
I'm not trying to jump ahead of you in chat, but I saw Jimmy asking, "Do I enjoy making the videos, or does it feel like a chore?" Man, that's a good question because sometimes it does I'll be honest with you, that's like a chore sometimes. But it's like a love-hate thing because I do enjoy, like this last one. I'll sit there obsessed with it for a while. I'll watch it over and over again and change and add things to it and stuff. But I was laughing my ass off making it. That's the thing. These are funny to me, you know. So a lot of times it's like I'm not trying to be selfish or whatever you call it, but I like making stuff that I think is funny because if I think it's funny, maybe somebody else will. But I was laughing my ass off on it. So I had fun making this video. I think editing's always a tedious ass chore. So that's probably the bad part. But yeah, I still love, you know, making good little skits and, you know, so I still enjoy it, but something's got to change. I think something's got to change for me anyway, as far as like how I make videos, where I'm going. I can't just keep doing the same. I have to start expanding out a little bit more and doing things that I wouldn't usually do, which is fine. That's great. But I think I've kind of hit a wall in a way.
Well, you've been doing this. If you've been doing it for that long, that's why I couldn't be a debunker apart from not having the skills. God, the thought of going through all that footage. I don't know how you do it without going mad.
Yeah, it's torture.
Yes,
that's part of torture.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a video, if you do sort of stumble on treasure and you find a video, think, yes, I'm going to react to this, but that must be like, what, 10% of what you're watching, if that?
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's like a drug though. You watch all this crap because you're hoping to find that one thing that somebody missed. Because there's so many debunks just sitting out there undiscovered. You just got to watch it all. And if you turn it off, say, "Oh, this one sucks," don't turn it off because that could be the one that has this crazy debunk that somebody missed. And you know, I'm always even if I'm on the phone or whatever, I always have something to play in the background in case. You know, just trying to watch something in the background, like if it's Paranormal Nightmare or whoever, looking for something magical, you know, to go, aha, that's it. that's like a drug right there. But it's getting more rare now. But there's still so many out there to uncover.
So is it that fear of missing the one thing that, you know, watching everything just to make sure you kept that little bit of gold nugget of something to react to? Yeah.
Yeah. You turn your head, because I've done this. You turn your head away, and you're, this is getting boring. You get that part where like this is getting boring, but you don't lose hope, because 30 seconds later, there's that huge debunk, man. It happens so many times.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I'm glad I ended up watching this, because I was going to turn it off, and I didn't, and look what happened. But you just never know where they're going to fuck up at. I'm not like technically skilled. I don't know, like a lot of these guys, like fucking Parple can tell you what lens they're using, and Mr. Gray can pull the software apart and all that stuff. I'm not skilled like that, so there's, it's just really more just finding cracks in what they're just showing you.
I don't think you can be skilled in everything, though. That's that, because you're not going to have. That's one of the things I like about the sort of when I'm looking at debunkers, people have different strengths. So like Seg with research, and Mr. Gray's very good at looking at the technical side of the filming process. Parple was very good at pulling out the editing, because the software, using the software, etc. But people have different skills. You can't be good at everything. So
shape on continuity, man.
Shapes. I mean, continuity is one of my areas because of being a film analyst. And shape spots continuity errors that I wouldn't have seen if I'd have watched the video 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an eagle eye for that. He really has. But where I don't know whether it's because I suppose I'm nowhere near, but I do it a little bit the same. I don't know whether it's the musician in you, but you sometimes pick on sound that I can't remember whose it was. There was one you did last year where you picked up on something that was supposedly coming out of the spirit box, and you sort of sussed that it was the same voice as somebody in the team.
Oh, I think.
Do you know what I mean?
I haven't released yet.
No.
Okay.
No, it was one you released. It was about a year ago. I can visualize it. I just can't remember which team it was. I don't even know if it was the last overnight video actually. But there was a spirit box going on, and there was about 4 or 5 people in the room, but you connected together that somebody had previously been talking. It was the exact same voice coming through the spirit box, whatever they were using. So those little sort of sound elements like that, I think you're really good at. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the track, guys. Go on.
One more. Wayne Dawson said, "How do you feel when you cut a channel with your pants down?" Can I think it just reminds me of the first time I caught back when I first started. My first big catch was that snowman. That was the coolest feeling ever, because it was like my actual first legit debunk. And I couldn't wait to show shape, and it was such a, looking back, it was such a simple debunk, but it was like a cool, at the time it was pretty big. But yeah, it was like 3 a.m, and when I realized I caught him, it was just like, I'm like, oh my god, I had this like thing, and I'm fixing to show people, and I was so excited, man. It is a great feeling.
It's I can imagine. I mean, I've with me, it's been over time, because when I started watching in 2020, there was a couple of channels that I was very sus of, even though I was new to watching the paranormal on YouTube. But I'm trying to think. 2 of them. Well, one was Jimmy with Carmel Maine. I never trusted Carmel Maine, and it was actually for the same reasons with both of them. One was Mindseed, because of the way they filmed it. That high contrast black and white. It's not that I knew that they were faking. It's not that I could point at something and say, yeah, that's definitely not legit. I just questioned the way they were filming it. That you can hide all sorts of shit in that high black and white contrast.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the skills to know why. I just didn't trust it. And obviously, sort of later on down the line, both channels have been debunked. But actually, Jimmy's just said something that I think is a good point. Is outsiders don't see the greater good, and that's the problem with. I don't know. When you were talking earlier about a sort of news channel, that greater good of why people are being debunked, because that's the problem, isn't it? Outsiders, debunkers. It's almost like your killjoys. Oh, how dare you spoil our entertainment, without actually considering why people are debunking in the first place. Because I know Shape said it. I know you said it. It said it to me. As to why you're doing it. You're looking at this stuff being faked, and you're thinking, why should they be getting away with this shit? So
coffee.
It's coffee. Yeah, sorry. Of course, it's coffee. It's 2:30 in the morning. Crow.
You're really behind.
Oh, am I? Oh, shush you. There's a reason it's called Crow in the chat. It's because we're having a serious discussion.
Two-Ply, man. Two-Ply's got his debunking video coming out, I think, tomorrow?
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, pretty soon. I think on Twins, so...
Jamie in the chat. I thought that... Oh, it might be a members. I don't know if... I know he's released it as a members. I haven't watched it yet. But I don't know if it's officially out for... Yeah, Kathy Lee, I agree about that with Casper Sight. I'm a bit defensive of Casper Sight, even though I don't watch him anymore. He never pretended to be. Yeah, I do miss watching him. He just got a bit overactive for it. I do still watch him occasionally. I just don't watch him as much as I used to. But I do still like Ben, so I do tend to be a bit defensive for Ben. Because he was on about 14,000 subscribers when I started watching him. He'd literally just started reacting to horror videos, to paranormal videos, and he never pretended to do anything other than just reacting to the horror of it, this jump scare factor. He never pretended to be a debunker, and sometimes he would pull them up on it. He would say if he thought something was sus. So I think he's had a bit of a hard time from people on that.
The only thing he did was he started talking negative about debunkers. Just like, okay, dude, you want to watch your fake crap? It's all good.
Yeah.
But I still watch his UFO stuff. I don't watch his paranormal stuff. Well, I might sometimes, but I like his UFO stuff.
Yeah,
I think he really. I can actually see he really is into UFOs. But I don't. If you're not a debunker, I'm not going to call you out for reacting to stupid, scary shit. I mean, he's not. But
yeah.
But
that's the problem, because when he first started, when I first started watching, he was on 14,000 subscribers. He'd only just started reacting to them. And he fell down that rabbit hole. He's done really well out of it. I think he's about 1 million subscribers now, but he's done really well out of it. But he fell down that rabbit hole of trying something out. It goes viral, and he kind of gets stuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah. But I also think, and this isn't a criticism of him, but it's one of the reasons I actually start watching, because I get it, and I do think it's a valid point. But I do feel like he's a 9-to-5 channel. And that's fine. He's got a family, he wants to have his downtime. But so I always got the impression, he tried a bit of ghosting, he tried a bit of that. He did some good podcasts, but it was like, no, he just wants to do the formula and he's done really well out of it. But you also don't know who he was listening to, because he was sort of, talking to Mindseed and people like that. I'm not defending it. Yeah. So,
he's dealing with Paranormal Nightmare. He was talking to them for a while. It's like, oh, dude.
But yeah, if he's talking about UFOs and stuff he's I won't say he's not genuinely interested in the paranormal, but I don't want to be unfair to him, but I do think he's genuinely more interested in other things. I mean, he's a gamer as well. So he's interested in his game, and he's interested in UFOs. Which I think is how... Come on.
Two-Ply, this is coming out Friday. His new video is Friday.
New videos Friday. Yeah, a lot of channels blaming debunkers for running paranormal, says Mike, because debunkers have sought the truth.
It's funny because even on 100% debunk, they'll still come in and say, We know what? I don't care if they're fake. I just like watching them. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. Even there's some of them are just such fans. They don't want it. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. And you're still the asshole. Jimmy says something. I'll read that one out loud. Sorry.
No, always read Jimmy's comments first before you read them out loud.
You got to screen Jimmy's.
Two Fly, I got messaged today about my upcoming video, then got blocked and told I was toxic. They all yeah. I don't know. Shadow Mice, hello.
Hey, Shadow Mice.
That's where the community can work together, Shadow. Well, that is what happens, I know the debunkers will talk to each other if somebody's got a skill or they'll get something double checked. It's not always not all the things are debunked in a bubble.
Dude, yeah, because look, there's some that I sent to Beardo and Shape and Mr. Gray. I've said, hey man, I can't figure this shit out. There's one I never did figure out, and I think Kenny pretty much got it, but it still hasn't been 100% debunked. It's those damn K2s. Can you show me how it? Can you show me how it probably was done, but we still haven't seen the actual string? Which, to be fair, I think he's right. He's right. Probably a string, and the way everything, the way about it, the way it was set up, the way it was being moved. Yes, but I want to. You gotta find that string, man. It's still bugging me. That's the one I won't let go of. No, maybe I'll start at the top. Let's go to the top. Well, first I'm doing this. Debunking. We need more researchers willing to flood the platform with countless hours of unedited footage to prove what an actual investigation is. That's true. But it's hard too because, man, a lot of people don't want to watch the raw footage. I mean, I don't blame you. It's really hard to watch. So just staring at one camera angle for 3 hours. But yeah, it'd be nice if there was actually people that were that hardcore into it. I mean, if I went on an investigation and I had all these different camera angles, I would sit there and do the work and look at every single one of them, listen to all the audio, and that's what a lot of these guys do. That's the unfortunate thing, isn't it? Like a lot of the professional teams or the real teams, they have like 5 cameras, all these different recorders. They go home and have to sift through all this stuff, right? But your average faker YouTuber can go in there with their cell phone camera, some cat balls, and an app, and that's it. Just have one camera angle, the app playing cat balls, and they'll get 20 times more of the views without with way less work. And the real guys, they're at home spending all week looking at all the footage, listening to all the SD cards from the recording devices. And they spend all that time, they hit upload, and guess what? They get 200 views or 100 views. It's really unfortunate, man. It really, because it's been saturated. There is no market there's barely a market for real paranormal. A lot of real paranormal teams never get past a certain point, unfortunately. Hell, look at Ghost. What's the damn name? Not Ghost Encounters, but Ghost. It's not Ghost Quest. That's Jimmy. God damn it! What's the one with Steve and David Gear? It took them fucking 15 years to get where they're at. Anyway, let's see. Trust me, it's not easy editing different camera angles. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's gotta be overwhelming. Ghost Winter says, I might go to ghost hunt to the manor where Lady White is haunting just to see if she will touch my dowsing rod or enter my portal. What's up with the Lady in White, man? It's god dang, it's so cliche, right? Like Shape used to say, where's the ghost wearing the fucking Reebok pumps, Let's see. Wisdom, you made a debunky regret. I don't know. The one I haven't put out yet, I regret finding it because I don't want to deal with it. But That's the one I've been kind of like stalling on putting out, but it's my best debunk ever. And I'll be putting it out soon, and it's gonna be very stressful because the person is not fun to deal with. But it's my best debunk, man, hands down. And I think a lot of people are gonna be shocked. So I know I was shocked. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I found this debunk, it's about after I've been looking at this thing for about 2 weeks, right, off and on, just looking. I even bought stuff to test out my own theories. And it was like, again, 2 or 3 in the morning, staring at a computer screen. And, you know, I found it. And I was like, when I found this, usually it's like, oh, fuck yeah, hell yeah. This time it was like my chest actually hurt. It hurt. And also I was fucking shocked. I was so fucking shocked and surprised that this person was doing this. Could not believe it. Couldn't believe it. And it was a weird, because you know why my heart did that? Because I knew this is going to be stressful, but I was also very shocked that people are doing it at this level. You know, room full of people and this person's full in the mall, and it was very, very like, fuck, I got to deal with this now. I've been stalling for a long time too because of it, because I have high anxiety, and I knew this is going to be a whole thing, but I am going to release it. And it's going to be what it is. But I'm telling you what, man, I was fucking floored that I found what I found. So there you go. So sometimes it's not fun. And it's not going to be fun when I release it either. It's not. It's just not.
I mean, that's the other thing. If you're going to go into debunking, that I think some people aren't always ready for. You've got to realize you're going to bring a shitstorm down on you, especially with certain channels. You can't avoid it. So good luck, Jamie. With I'm sure I can handle it.
Well, Jamie was in the Air Force, so I think he's ready for it. You know.
I'm sure he is. There's so many good ones. Boo Productions is here. Buy their shit. Yeah.
Hey Jeff, what's up?
Hang on. Jeff must have. Jeff is summoned. You know what he's like. Oh, look at him. The obligatory list, because we tease him about saying, I just blanket hellos to everybody. Hang on. Thank you for the contribution to the chat, Jeff.
What do you say? What do you say?
Also Close Encounters of the Porn kind.
Oh. They're gonna kill us all, just like Jeff said. They're gonna kill us all. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna all die. But till then, we're gonna have some good programs to use.
All you need to do is get behind Wisdom. Phil and I have a get out plan for that. Get behind Wisdom, because he talks to it so much. I think
it's really scary.
Yeah.
I mean, there are the program. It really scares me to know that like they already can't control the AI or as it is, because the AI will hide itself in other files, or it'll trick the programmer. It's already doing that. So this is. They actually start getting inside machines. Oh God. Yeah, have fun with that, guys.
It's Skynet's not that outrageous to think about.
We've modeled ourselves after Skynet. I mean, we just put our first official robot, which was the one Elon did. He even named it. What did he named it? He named it the Transformer thing, whatever it was. So
actually, although I'm not keen on the third Terminator movie, it's my favourite ending. And there's a line in the end of the third Terminator movie where they say the point was never to stop the war, the point was to survive it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the case with AI. It's already out of control. It's how you actually deal with. It's how everybody sort of deals with it now.
What's that saying? Once it's out of the bottle, or you can't put it back?
Oh
in?
Yeah, no, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So it's about how you actually Skynet. It's called Starlink.
Can I real quick? I gotta say, Wayne Dawson, The Wraith, Charlie Sheen, bro. That fucking movie, man. It was very not very well known, but it's about like a ghost car that comes back. And actually, Jay Leno bought that car, the Wraith car. It's fucking badass.
No, the Wraith.
The Wraith, yes, dude.
Good night, Ghost Wiener. Thank you for being here.
Ghost Wiener, have a good night. Thanks again, Ghost Wiener.
Why don't I know the name The Wraith? I'll have to look that up. Because based on 2 Plies review of it, the Wraith is the shit. Said that on the poster, did it? The Wraith is the shit.
Micah said Rain Man was a good movie.
Rain Man.
Rain Man. Hell yeah.
Jeff, I can't remember what the book's called, but the book that the movie AI was based on, which is a movie that really irritates me. And the reason it irritates me is I'd have to look up what the original science fiction book was called. One of the darkest stories you'll ever read.
Really?
And yeah, it's terrifying. But it was Stanley Kubrick got the rights to it. But shortly before Stanley Kubrick died, he knew that he probably only had one movie left in him. So he decided to make Tom Cruise movie he made.
Is that what Jeff's talking about? He said it's a scary book about the AI. I can't remember the name.
I don't know, but Kubrick gave the AI rights to Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg made it look like Disney. I'm wondering if that's what book Jeff's talking about. I just can't remember the name of it. I'd have to look it up.
Show fucking Vitalis in the chat.
Yeah. Hey Joe.
Lame.
Lame. Joe's in the chat. Lame.
Can I just real quick on Jimmy? The Wraith was PG-13, had a nudity, which always confused me. Yeah, back then, like PG-13, man, you got some tail, you know, like it was a lot different back then, wasn't it? But see, I don't think parents even fucking looked at that shit back then, dude. We were all, us 80s kids were all watching Carrie and Friday the 13th. We were watching all the things. I don't know any kids that were like, oh, I can't watch that. Unless we did it behind my parents' back or something. I don't know. Can't remember.
I didn't have to, because my dad, right up until he died, was a major science fiction freak, including reading it. I mean, he read constantly science fiction, the classic science fiction. And it's like Doctor Who in our country, especially in the 70s and 80s, there were 2 types of kids. There were those who weren't allowed to watch it, and those in my house it was compulsory. You know, so I suppose it depends what else the parents were into, but I never had any grief from mine over anything I watched, whether it was horror or anything, you know.
Yeah.
What's
God.
a Joe? What's a Joe? So that's we're still trying to figure that one out. Somebody will debunk it eventually. Joe Vitale, Mr. Padawan. What?
HBO After Dark, 2 Plies. Anybody?
Anybody?
Taxi Cab Confessions. Oh my god.
The Sarah streams aren't lame like crows. Thanks, Joe. Love you too.
Damn it, Joe.
Oh, Platoon. It's called The Coming Wave. Oh, it's a new book.
Ooh.
No, I haven't heard. Actually, do you know what? While I've actually got that on screen, I'm going to write that down. Because I'll be interested in that. The Wave. Okay, I lied, trying to appear virtuous like Sam and Colby. Jeff Hunt, don't try and appear virtuous.
You know, I didn't watch Jeff's. I'm going to go watch Jeff's last video on his new Paranormal Nightmare video. Need to watch that.
Jeff is the one I like watching the most in terms of oh god, he's in chat. I've got to be nice about him. In terms of Paranormal Nightmare, because I hung on to that channel for so long. When they collaborated with Omar, I knew it was only a matter of time. But I kept going for so long, and I was even sort of a bit rebelling against what some people were saying about them. And then a year ago, Jeff did the first videos that he did on Paranormal Nightmare. As somebody who I think we've said this before on the channel, but as somebody who goes into residential investigations, and it gave me a whole new perspective on what they were doing. That really opened my eyes. And that's actually when I eventually unsubbed. And so, I mean, we joke around. I'm sure everybody in the chat is fully aware of Jeff and is subbed to the channel, but you know, we joke around a lot, and you know, when he's in the chat, and you know, he's got a brilliant sense of humor. But do not underestimate Jeff's experience as a paranormal investigator.
Well, he'll always have my undying respect, because when I met him, we started talking about what he was doing, and like, you know, we're so used to people doing ghost hunts for money and, you know, faking to get money and blah blah blah. And here's a guy that was going to places and not announcing it on live streams, not announcing it on the internet. Not even, he was filming them. I don't know if he even filmed all of them, but he doesn't post the footage. All this was for pure research or to help people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
While everybody else in the world of like where everybody else is out to make money and, you know, fake stuff, here he is doing it for the pure passion of it. That's you know, that's very rare you find that. Like all the miles, hours, and all the footage he sits there just because he was passionate about it, not to go out and you know, get followers and stuff. It's crazy. It's rare you find that. But yeah, a lot of experience. All those residential cases he's done.
Yeah, which makes a difference that he's done so many residentials. Not everybody else who does residentials.
See, he's the perfect guy for Paranormal Nightmare. So if you got a debunk dude, you should do it, because it's a TB's video. Who's TB?
TB.
Who's TB? But yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy. I think that's perfect for that. So who's TB?
TB.
Tacos? No. Tacos.
Just wonder if that's a typo. It should be FB. So Foreman Brothers. I don't know.
Oh. Terabytes Crow. Okay.
Okay. The time to be feeling like a turkey. Yeah, and I think that's worth reinforcing with Jeff, because you know, he's always a delight in the chat, and I mean that. I know I take the piss, but if you sort of go in and look at his videos, yeah, there's you can see the experience coming through when you see Jeff, and that's why I don't think you should worry about doing another Paranormal Nightmare, because it's your forte, the private investigations, you know. Tells it like it is.
Like some bigger thing. Oh my god. It's like, it's how I like my burgers anyway.